Alright, peace and greetings, YouTubers. So, 2017, let's just jump right into it. Now, this video is just specifically talking about my 2017 and just my experience, matriculating through this thing we call the year. And so, if you really wanted my 2 cents on, I guess, a lot of the bigger events that happened in the news, I would just suggest you kind of dig back through some of the videos that maybe you didn't get to see this year, because I pretty much talk about, a bunch of different things. But I'd like to kind of just talk about my personal experience, and I see a lot of you guys like my 2016 video, even though it was a little bit heavier, it was a little sad, lots of people, I had one friend call me crying after they saw that one. I was like, this was not even supposed to be sad, this was supposed to be happy. But this one's a little bit more euphoric, so no worries. But if I had a word to describe 2017 for me, I would definitely say it was spontaneity. Like, just things randomly happened this year. Like, some good, some bad, but things just randomly happened. And it was a year where I started recognizing I'm not always in control of everything. And sometimes it's good to not always be in control, because then you can actually be in a position to, receive whatever is coming your way sometimes. And so one of those good things that happened was that somehow I ended up pretty much like co-directing two shows that were held at the Kennedy Center. Now, it wasn't at like the big, opera house stages, but it was on just the Millennium stage. But still, it's the Kennedy Center, so I'm gonna take that and run with it and make it sound like I hosted the VMAs or something. But that was pretty cool, because long story short, it was pretty much, I was just kind of in the right place at the right time, and somebody knew somebody who knew somebody that knew me, and kind of had an idea that, hey, that's that guy, he knows music and he can direct choirs and stuff like that. And so, long story short, somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be. I got called in last minute, like literally, one show was literally the day of. I discovered, okay, you're going to be directing this group here, while the rest of the, people on the stage are going to be doing this. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. So I literally had like an hour and a half to learn, all this material, and then, internalize it, and then be able to teach it and direct the group that was, performing it, which was kind of cool. And so, I got to do 2 of those shows, and so that was actually really awesome. And then another random thing that happened is, which is not really actually good, is, I got walking pneumonia and a partially collapsed lung somehow. Like, it was the most random thing. It happened in January, where, I don't know, I just, I had walking pneumonia. I didn't know I had it. I was still going to work every day, working with the kids, fussing and doing homework and stuff like that. And, and then, my chest just started to kind of hurt. And so when I went to go get it checked out, initially the doctors just were like, oh, you're just fine. It's nothing. They didn't think it was, walking pneumonia or anything. They didn't diagnose it. And so because it didn't get diagnosed for such a long time, I ended up getting a partially collapsed lung in the same lung. Like, and partially collapsed lung just means like a part of your lung just kind of like, it can't inflate when you breathe. It just kind of like, it's like the two sides stick together and you can't get them to move or do anything. And so I had a portion of my lung that did that. And because that happened, then my entire rib cage area became super inflamed. Like, all this whole area was just like super tender and sore, and it hurt really bad to like inhale and exhale. Like, if my chest had to expand for anything, it hurt so bad. I was like, oh goodness. And so I couldn't laugh hard, and so that was crazy, because my coworkers and I, we cut up at work, so they telling all kind of jokes, and I'm like, y'all literally have to stop telling jokes. I'm going to literally die. You're gonna actually kill me for real. Like, and so I actually had to take some time off from work, and and the cool thing, well, not cool thing, but like I said this before in one of my videos, one of my how I made the album videos, because which I'll talk about in a second, but I made an album, but I talked about how one of the songs on my album was actually recorded while I still was recovering from the pneumonia. That song was Euphoria off the album, which is why the vocal is the way it is on there, but it kind of fits the song, so it worked out. And so that was one of the random things, but after experiencing that, on top of the fact that I had to be like in my bed watching the inauguration, it just like my blood pressure was high, like, yo, this crap is really happening now. I got pneumonia, just take me out now, just finish me off right now. But it made me think about the fact that it's important that we take our health seriously, especially like there's so many people who are like younger that are like dying from random things. And I think the wake-up call for me was because my father, passed away 2 years ago from like lung complications. That was pretty much like a boom wake-up call. Like, make sure you're taking care of yourself, especially now that you've seen Erica Garner, with the heart attack and everything, and she was only 27. And so I'm just like, man. And in my video last year, for my 2016 video, I talked about one of my friends who died at 27 and another friend who died at 25. And so it's like, you have to really make sure you're taking care of yourself. And so one thing that I made sure I made an effort to do this year was not stress out about a lot of stuff. And you guys know me, I'm very analytical, I'm very, into Pan-Africanism, I'm very into current world affairs, I'm very into politics. But, this year, even with all the chaos that's been going on, when I tell you I've been sleeping very good every night, like, I pretty much made an effort to not take everything to heart or make everything a burden when it doesn't have to be. So even in the worst situations when things are super terrible, I'm just like this. And even though that whatever it is super, super terrible, for me, I've been able to pretty much analyze and process what's going on. And, you know, I'll say my 2 cents in a video or share my 2 cents about everything, but I'm not letting everything really burn my heart or like burn a hole in my heart anymore, just because it's just not good. And, you know, the thing about being somebody black in this society with all that's going on, you will literally like pretty much kill yourself if you really take the time to just sit, stop, and think about all the things that take place. That's why it kind of goes back to the Baldwin statement where he talks about, you know, to be black and relatively conscious Negro in this country, to be in a constant state of rage. Like, that's so true. And so it's kind of something where I pretty much have to put myself in a space where I don't let, you know, the burdens of society always wear me down, because otherwise you just end up crazy, which is why I think I have no problem saying my 2 cents on this channel very unapologetically. Like, you know, when it comes to like something like white supremacy, I'm very straightforward. There's no sugarcoating. There's no, you know, let's give a Sesame Street analysis of what's going on. Let's have a conversation. Nah, man, let's get to the point. The reason I'm mad at y'all is, you know, and so that was pretty much that. So I pretty much, you know, have learned to just pretty much not let myself be worn down, because I don't want to be somebody who like dies off at 42, because, you know, I'm stressed out all the time. Can't do it. But anyway, another cool thing that happened, which was the next thing, was the album. And so I've already done some videos talking about it, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But then again, listen, I made it, and I'm going to gas this album up, and y'all are going to appreciate it. So actually, it wasn't even supposed to really be a real album. It was kind of just, I built me a studio, and then somehow, you know, just playing around with a few tracks turned into a whole album, which is cool. I started working on it in October of 2016, and then once I got the microphone I needed for my studio, that's when I started doing all the vocals and stuff. So that was like between January and July. And it was cool because the thing about it is I'd never, I mean, it was always something I've wanted to do, just to do it. Like, I don't really want to be a musician or an artist or anything like that. I mean, if that opportunity comes, I will gladly take it, but that's not what I wake up saying, oh, I hope I get to, you know, get a record deal and go on tour. Like, now, if it happens, cool, I'll take it. But, you know, I guess when, you know, when you have a bunch of different talents, it's kind of like you just have to always appease each one and stay sane. And so if you follow me, you know that, you know, I've been a choreographer before. I do stand-up comedy. I can produce music. I write scripts. I had a web series before. It's like there's all these different things. And so to keep my sanity, I have to just appease all those little, you know, talents every now and then to make sure I'm, you know, in the right headspace. But it's kind of cool. The album, what I like is that I've gotten really good reception with it from a lot of people. I haven't really heard a whole lot of negativity around it, which is kind of cool, because I really didn't know how people would respond to it. And the thing that's interesting is, like, literally, it's a 22-track album. It's 17 songs, 5 interludes. So if I really made it like a real straight-up album. And like I said, I did all the writing, the music, the production, the mixing. I even shot my own album cover. Like, the album cover that you see, if you can find, like, the, you know, it's called Symphonic Euphoria under the name Colin Michaels. Like, the album cover is just me looking out my living room window, you know, with a few little camera tricks and everything like that. Like, I pretty much, the album is me. I pretty much, it was something that kind of kept me going through 2017 and kept me, you know, focused and, you know, just motivated. Just, it was a fun project to do. And what I like is that literally every song sounds different. Like, it's hard. There hasn't been a song on that album that I think I hear a lot of people say, this is the song, because it's like literally people like so many of the different songs, or there's not, you know, there's not like a song on there I think that pretty much stands out. There's no song that reflects the entire album, because all the songs are so different, which I'm like, okay, you did good, self. So I had to pat my own self on the back for that, because I work really hard. And so right now with that album, what I'm doing, I'm actually setting up to do, I think 2 or 3 videos. So I found a director that I want. I was going to direct the videos myself, but I told myself, you're doing too much. Like, sometimes fall back, you know, let other people who are a little bit more well-versed in certain things, you know, shine in their element. You know, I've already done the part as far as making the album, so you go ahead and let somebody else kind of help you with that. And so the first video I know I'm doing right now, it's between the song Atomic, which I posted, and there's another song called Get Down, which I will post probably after this video in like a day or 2. And so I'm in a battle between those 2 songs as far as which one I'm going to do. I'm not going to do both. I'm just doing one or the other, because I don't want to do 2 really up-tempo songs. And then I know I'm doing a video for the song Breathe, and I've already started my video for the song Black Woman, which is not really like a video. It's more of a, I want to say a collage or compilation kind of idea. And so those are kind of the first projects I'm going to jump into right into the new year. And so, you know, the album, it's a fun project. I've gotten some really great reception with it, and I'm actually getting the itch to do a second one, but I told myself I'm gonna chill. And if I do a second one, you guys are not gonna find out about it until just like this last one, where it just magically came out, and y'all were like, wait, you did an album? It'll probably be just like that. Um, anyway, moving on. Let me do a quick time check because I've been talking all day. Okay. Another cool thing is now I am a godfather to a goddaughter, which is kind of cool. It's interesting how people can come into your life, and it's interesting when people come into your life. You never really know what role they're gonna serve, or how they will impact you. But it's crazy. Like literally, I had a coworker that I remember the day that they came in. They came in looking for a job, and I was like, okay, cool, because I was new at the job as well, and I hired them, and then they just ended up being like really, really, really cool people, and so we just ended up being super, super tight. And then like 7 years later, we were still working together. And we ended up being like really good friends, and I hosted their wedding reception, and so when they ended up, when they were married, I remember them and their spouse had called me over and was like, hey, we want to talk to you. She's pregnant, and we want you to be godfather. And I'm like, me? You crazy old Malcolm X? You fight the man, mad every day. I'm always up to something crazy. The spontaneous. You might not want to always bring him around all your friends because he might say something crazy and embarrass you. That's who you want to. Okay, I'll take it. And so, it was interesting because it was like, wow, okay, so people actually, it goes to show you like people. You're important to some people. Sometimes you don't even recognize it, or you don't even know it. And I was like, that like literally like touched my heart. I was like, wow, okay, so. Of course I said yes, and so baby was born last month, which is pretty cool, and I've been there like every week, and it's just awesome. And I can't wait for the baby to get a little bit older, so then we can have those cool conversations. I feel like I'm gonna be like that cool godparent, like that. I'm gonna end up getting in trouble because I know I'm gonna say something to that child that they're gonna repeat back to their parents. It's not gonna be good, but I feel like I'm gonna be that cool godparent that is like, goodness, can we go to Mr. Michael's house like all the time, just And plus, I actually want to start having my own family soon. Not right now, but like in like 3 or 4 years. So I told them, like, listen, when y'all have y'all second child, that's around the time I want to start having my first one. So let's make sure all that aligns. But anyway, so that's a cool thing. Another awesome thing that happened is one of my best friends got married. And so I was in the wedding. I was a groomsman, and again, it's always cool to see your friends like live their best life, or go to that next step in life, because now I'm passing that first quarter of life and I'm into the second quarter based on the rules of age and everything like that. And so now that all of my friends were all starting to become like real adults now, it's just interesting and awesome to kind of see everybody blossom into their own. And so the wedding was really it was a lot of fun. All the bachelor shenanigans that bachelor groomsmen and stuff we do. And so, that was fun. And then, hell, I was fly the day of the wedding. You couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I thought I was the flyest thing in there. Like, I just knew. I was like, I mean, the day was good. Like, the hair, I had the hair together. Like, normally when I do these videos, it's after like 11 p.m. It's usually like 1 or 2 in the morning. So, my hair done dried up by then. I didn't have the juices and the berries and stuff. But that day, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, it was great. And so, that was a lot of fun. In addition to that, as far as my job, like if you guys remember last year, I told you guys that my center that I run was ranked number 4 in the country, and so I didn't expect to be number 4 again, just because that's a tough, kind of accomplishment. That's tough. We weren't even trying to be number 4. We weren't even trying to be ranked. We were just doing our jobs, and we've just done it so well that, which is that same coworker that I'm the the godfather to the parent with. It's like, we ended up being number 4. So then this year we found out, hey, actually you guys are number 1 this year. We said, what? You just, okay. And so that's really awesome. And, I'm really bashful sometimes about sharing certain things. Like, I don't like to boast or brag about what's going on in my life too much, because anything can always be taken away. And there's always room for, like, growth and doing even better. And so I don't like to boast and sit and saturate in a lot of things. But, that one caught me off guard. It's kind of like, wow, I'm really doing it. Like, we're doing it. My team, we're just, we get it in. Like, and, and I always tell people, like, when it comes to working in the community, like, if you're going to do it, you have to really dive in. You have to, it's going to be your life. Like, if you're not willing to make that sacrifice, then don't do it, because you're impacting other people's lives. Like, you're building relationships with people who are looking to you as, I want to say, somebody who plants a seed. And it's not saying like you're a savior or anything like that, but sometimes you just contribute something to something that's already there. And I think what I like is this job has been a learning experience. Like, I don't think I've come in there and saved anything. It's pretty much more so where I just pretty much learned a lot. And I learned a lot about working with people in different age groups. Because, you know, I work with kids from age 5 all the way up to like age 18, 19. So I get every age group, every maturity level, every gender, every attitude, just all of it. And so it's a great experience. And so I'm not sure what my next step is. I do want to transition into some different things later down the line, but I still want to work in the community. But I want to do it more so on my own terms, because, you know, there's a lot of politics involved when you're doing nonprofit work. But there's some things I want to do in my own realm. So we'll see where that goes. I'm almost out of time on this one, so let me wrap up. Oh, and then of course I already talked about this in the video, but I did see Janet in concert again. That's my highlight. Like, y'all know, she's one of my favorite entertainers since I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. Like, my dad used to really enjoy her as well, and so that's pretty much where I got it from. And so anytime I go to her concert, it's always like a life milestone or something. So it was a lot of fun, great show. As far as what's going on in 2018, pretty much I just want my 2018 to continue on the path that 2017 did, but I just want it to be even bigger. Like, I really just want to be in a position where if I were to ever just like kick the bucket or something tomorrow, like, while I'm transitioning to whatever happens after you die, I would just want to be able to look back and be like, yo, like, you did that, like, you got it in, like, okay, you have lived a life. And so, like, I think my 2017 was really great as far as I was able to do a lot of things. And one of the things I really did a lot of was traveling, and just, you know, rekindling a lot of relationships and stuff. And so, you know, this year I went to a lot of different places stateside. I didn't get to do didn't get to do any international, but stateside I went to a lot of places. So like Orlando, and, you know, Savannah, and New York, and Baltimore, and Dallas, and LA, and Oakland, and Seattle. And I just, you know, and I think my favorite trip out of all of them was when I went to LA to visit my grandfather. Like, he's my last living grandparent, and he and I are still building our relationship. I didn't meet him until I was 8 or 9. And then because we ended up living in Europe for a lot of my childhood, I just missed some opportunities where, you know, I didn't get those opportunities to go to grandpa's for the summer or stuff like that. And, you know, so after my father died, and this is his actual father, that's when I was like, okay, I have to start building this relationship with this side, because I don't know them that well. And so I made an effort to go out there, and I mean, it was a great trip. It was just something where I felt like there was a void that was filled, and so I just want to continue, you know, in that effort. And so, you know, I want my 2018 to be great. But one thing I am doing, a lot of you guys keep asking about, you know, podcasting. Why don't you go into podcasting? And so I have thought about it, and I'm like, because I feel like sometimes I take on too much. But I said, you know what, I feel like I can do that. So my plan is to kind of get the podcasting going in February. And once I get the groundwork going, I'll give you guys all the details. I just wanted to get some of these music videos out the way first. And, you know, with the podcast, it'll kind of, you know, it'll still kind of be like this, how this is set up. But in addition, I want to have additional people coming in. So a lot of you guys have asked, why don't I collaborate with other people, or, you know, even can I come in myself, or can, you know, different people who subscribe are like, you know, can we come and do a thing with you? So I don't like to share this platform because this is just me, but the podcast is a different category. So I'll be sharing and opening up some ideas. And then some of you guys have also been asking about like a meet and greet type of thing. Again, I don't think I'm a celebrity. I don't like the idea. I just don't like the phrase of meet and greet because it's just me. But I do have something planned in February for those in the DMV, so I will be giving you those details as well. And I mean, that's pretty much it. And then just shout out to everybody who subscribed this year. There's a lot of y'all that came, but I really want to send a special shout out to the subscribers that have really been there from the beginning, before people started really paying attention to what I was doing, because I've had this channel for years. But there's some of you who have been there for years, so like Jay, and I think Edmund, and I know some of you guys by your usernames, like Angel Haven, or the guy that's in Scotland. I forgot your username, but you have like the white tiger for your avatar thing. What else? There's a lot of y'all. Dang. Some of y'all hit me up on Instagram all the time. Then there's with Brandon, Brian. There's a lot of y'all. I can't think of everybody, but yeah, those of you who have been there for a long time, I just appreciate y'all for hanging with me. And yeah, so 2018, let's make it a great one. Share with me your 2 cents, your thoughts about your 2017, what worked, what didn't, what you're going for. And yes, let us be great in 2018. My motto for 2018 is just go on and get it. That's what I'm trying to do. Hope you all do the same. I'm out. Subscribe.